In this video, let us see about finite automata. Okay, so finite automata, which is the one of the core concept in theory of computation. Okay, so we can give another name to theory of computation, which is automata theory. So finite automata, which is a core concept in automata theory. First, let us see about the definition of finite automata. What is automata? It is nothing but an abstract computing machine. Okay, it is nothing but a machine. We can called it as machine. Why we have called it as machine means it has its own states. Okay, from this diagram you can see about that the states are off on. Okay, so by one push the state is transferred from off to on. In again giving the another push, the state is transferred from on to off. Okay, so a machine means it has its own states, a transition states, and it has its own input and output. Here the inputs are push. Okay, so that is why it is called a machine. We can give the name a machine to a software component also. Okay, so not a physical one, we can give the name machine to a software component. Okay, so finite automata, it is nothing but a software component that which is also called abstract computing machine. Okay, then what is the application of finite automata? So what are all the applications of finite automata? Let us see about applications. So coming to the point, first thing, compiler, which plays a important role in compiler. Okay, so what do you mean by compiler? So compiler means used for the translation purpose. Okay, so our high level languages is translated into machine understandable language, which is the purpose of compiler. Okay, so in which area the finite automata play a role in compiler means the first phase. Okay, so compiler, the definition of compiler means the high level language is translated into machine understandable language. This process is carried out under the 5 to 7 stages. Okay, so the first stage, what is the first stage, which is so application. First one in compiler. So in compiler, it is played in the first phase, that is lexical analysis, which is called lexical analysis. Okay, so the first phase of compiler, which is called lexical analysis. Also, what do you mean by lexical analysis? Lexical analysis is nothing but, so our program is divided into tokens. Okay, so it is nothing but token generation. So finite automata, which played an important role in the token generation. Okay, so our program has its own construct. Okay, so it has its own main and the starting loop, that is the entry point, which is main. It has its variables, constants, and function. Then keywords. Okay, so so our program is so every program, C means Java, so every program has its own construct. So our given program is divided into tokens, which is the first part of compiler. So finite automata, which will play the important role on this phase only, lexical analysis phase only. Okay, so we can also given the name to token means lexemes. Okay, so what's the role in this token generation means, um, for example, come to this diagram. So in this diagram, here one keyword is there, main, M-A-I-N. Okay, so this automata, this is one of the example of finite automata. This automata is trained for the keyword main. Okay, so this is the starting state. So from the starting state, on receiving the input M, it moves to the state M state. On receiving the input A, it moves to the next state, acceptable next state. Now on receiving input I, it moves to the next state. It receiving input N, then it moves to the next state. On receiving the on occurring this state, it is acceptable stage. It is also called final state. Okay, so the keyword MAIN, the keyword is acceptable. Okay, because it comes to the acceptable stage. The acceptable stage or final state or but are used in the double circle. Okay, so these are all the starting stage. The single arrow which is point to the starting stage. This is starting. So this is one of the example of final automata. So in this this is the starting stage, and this is the starting stage, this is the final stage, and these are all the intermediate stage, and this is the input. Okay, and this is the transition, and this is the transition. Okay, so these are all the terms are related with finite automata: starting state, transition, input, intermediate state, final state. Okay, so before get into the definition of finite automata, so this is the one of this is the one of the example of finite automata. So likewise we have designed a variety of finite automata for separate variables and constants, keywords, functions. Okay, so likewise we have to train the machines according to the given construct, given programming constructs. Okay, on based on this finite automata, our program, the given code is converted into token. So before getting to the definition, let us see about some important central concepts of automata theory. Okay, the first one, alphabet. The first one, which is alphabet. Okay, what do you mean by alphabet? So alphabet means in A to Z. Okay, so usually in real time example we called it as alphabet means A to Z. Okay. Um, the same thing here, this is alphabet. The symbol which is used to denote the alphabet in finite automata, which is the sigma. Okay, sigma. So so this is the examples of alphabet. Here sigma equal to 0 comma 1, so which is also called binary alphabet. If it is A to Z means lowercase alphabet, and uppercase alphabet. Okay, so also a set of ASCII characters which is also called an alphabet. Okay, so this is the definition for alphabet, one of the central concept in automata theory. The second one, string. String is a sequence of symbols chosen from some alphabet, okay, which is also called word. The string, which is the sequence of symbols chosen from some alphabet. So example 01101, which is an example of string from the alphabet sigma equal to 0 comma 1, binary alphabet. This is the string formed by the binary alphabet. Okay, so this string is formed by the binary alphabet sigma equal to 0 comma 1. Okay, and one of the important terminology in finite automata, which is epsilon. Epsilon, which is also called as a string but empty string. Okay, so so in finite automata, so in automata theory, the empty string is represented as this symbol epsilon. Okay, so which means zero occurrences. So which means zero occurrences. So next, let us see about length of string. So length of string here AB. So number of strings here 2. So for here number of strings equal to 1, and here which is epsilon. So number of string which is 0, not null, 0. 0 is differ from null. Okay. So next, so first concept alphabet over, second one string, in string length of string, and then third one powers of an alphabet. Okay, powers of an alphabet, which means sigma power k, which is called the length. For example, sigma equal to 0 comma 1. So sigma power 0 means the set which includes only the epsilon, empty string. So this is the important thing you should always keep in your memory. Sigma power 0. So what's the value of sigma power 0? Sigma power 0, which is equal to epsilon. Okay. Next one, sigma power 1. Sigma power 1 means the length of the string is 1. So here the length of the string 1, 0, comma length of the string 1, 0 which is a string, 1 which is a string. Okay, so the length of the string is 1. Sigma power 2 means the length of string is 4. So only 4 things are possible from the alphabet sigma 0, comma 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. First, last. This is also an important one. Okay, sigma power star. Okay, so this is sigma star, which is the set of all strings over an alphabet. The set of possible strings. This is the set of all possible strings over an alphabet, which is called sigma star. Okay, so sigma star is nothing but sigma power 0 union sigma power 1 union sigma power 2 up to. Okay, so it's an infinite one. And then next thing, this is the difference between sigma power star and sigma power plus. Okay, sigma star, sigma plus. The difference between this means sigma power star start with sigma power 0, but it start with sigma power 1. This is the difference between important thing. You should always keep in your memory. Okay, so important gate question. So this is also important gate question. This is also an important gate question. Okay, so this is the difference between sigma star and sigma plus. So sigma plus is we can also call it as set of non-empty strings, but it includes empty string also. Okay. Next, concatenation of string. So concatenation of string is nothing but if x equal to abc and y equal to de means xy equal abc de. Okay, simply we can simply we write it as xy or x dot y. Okay, and the next thing, so alphabet over string, powers of string. The next thing, language. So a set of strings that are chosen from sigma power star is called as a language. Okay, this is the definition of this is the typical definition of a language, which is if sigma is an alphabet. Okay, because the alphabet is termed as sigma. If sigma is an alphabet and a language, which is the subset of sigma power star, which is the important 2 mark. Okay, then L is a language over sigma. So let us see an example, then only you can identify easily the concept language. And one more thing is important thing. So likewise epsilon, here one thing, pi, 5. Empty set is a language, it is denoted by 5. Okay, so empty string which is denoted by epsilon, empty set which is denoted by pi. Okay, so let us see an example. 1. The language of all strings consisting of n number of zeros following by n number of ones. Okay, n number of zeros following by n number of ones. Okay, this is the problem statement. Over an alphabet 0, 1. So language L equal n number of 0. If 1 0 means 1 1, 2 0 2 ones, 3 0 3 1, 4 0 4 1. This is still this language. So this L, which is the example of infinite set. Okay, this is not a finite one, it is an infinite one. Okay, next sigma equal to next thing, alphabet A comma B. So this is the problem. L1, set of all strings of length 2. Set of all strings of length 2 means if number of alphabet is 2 means the possible strings are only 4. Okay, so yeah, we can so a language is also called as a collection of strings. Okay, so this is the example of finite language. This is the example of infinite. This is the example of finite. So and also set of all strings of length 3. So all strings of length 3. Okay, next example, set of all strings where each string starts with A. The strings are starting with A, which is the example of infinite language. So conclusion is that see, a language can be finite or infinite. It depends on the problematic statement. Okay, so these are all the core central concept of automata theory. The first one, alphabet, which is termed as sigma. Okay, so alphabet means it may be a binary alphabet, then it may be uppercase alphabet, lowercase alphabet, anything. Then second one, strings. Okay, strings means strings are formed by using the alphabet. Okay, so then in string, empty string which is denoted by epsilon. Then the next thing, powers of um, alphabet, powers of sigma star. What do you mean by sigma star? What do you mean by sigma plus? Okay, what's the difference between sigma star and sigma plus? Then next topic, language. So collection of strings, you can also simply state it as collection of strings. So a language, it can be either finite or infinite. Okay, so the central concept over. Next, get into the actual finite automata concept. So there are two um, concept. There are two types in finite automata. Okay, first thing, deterministic finite automata. Second one, non-deterministic finite automata. Okay, so the types of automata. The types. So there are two types in finite automata: deterministic finite automata, non-deterministic finite automata. Okay, the first thing, deterministic finite automata. Okay, so so the same definition, it is also a simple abstract machine. Okay, to recognize patterns. Here patterns are nothing but a tokens. Okay, so patterns, it may be a variable, it may be a constant, it may be a keywords. Okay, so it is the simplest machine to recognize pattern. Okay, so come to the application of application in second point. The first application of finite automata in compile lexical analysis. Okay, so lexical analysis, in this space the tokens are generated. Okay, the tokens which is also called as lexeme. The second one, in search engine, text processing in search engine. So what do you mean by search engine? So search engine is nothing but it. So our Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, okay. So Firefox, these are the search engine. How do you search the content? So in the search box, just type the content. Okay. So what is theory of computations? Likewise. So that part, also the text part is also divided into tokens. Okay, so in the tokens, the keywords are identified. Based on the keywords, the list of web pages are displayed. Okay, this is the one of the application of automata. So let us see the next, coming to the point, definition of actual definition of deterministic finite automata. Okay, if they are asking for 2 mark, means this is the definition. Okay, you have to write this. So this is the definition of deterministic finite automata. Important 2 mark. Okay, very important 2 mark. It consists of 5 tuples. Okay, that which is also called quintuples. QUIN, that is quintuples means QUINTUPLES. Okay, so the first tuple is also called Q. Q means the terms are differed from textbook. It's some textbook they give name as capital Q. Some the textbook they give some other alphabet they are using. Okay, so it so this is nothing matter. So what is Q? What is the sigma? This is the matter. Okay, so Q, finite set of states. So what do you mean by states? So states. So the rounded box, which is a state. Okay, so a finite automata has its own state, initial state, and then if it is a final state, which is represented at double circle. Okay, this is the state. So stay between the states, a transitions are going there. Okay, so finite number of states. Number of states in the finite automata, which is represented at Q, finite set of states. Here 3 states. Sigma means input symbols. For example, if it is A, I have given the name here, which is Q0, Q1. The states are named as Q0, Q1, Q2. Okay, so it is your choice. So on receiving the input A, the state Q0 is moving from Q0 to Q1. So this is the input symbol. Then initial state Q. So this is the initial state. Here initial state Q equal to Q0. Okay. So in our example, initial state equal to Q0. Then set of final states. See in here. in any problem, the initial state which is one, only one initial state is possible in finite automata, but n number of final states are possible. Okay, a final state or acceptable state. Okay, here the only one final state, Q2. So in our a problem, the final state is Q2. Transition function. Okay, so the transition function, we have to calculate the transition function for our problem. Let us see one problem, then we can know very well about these tuples values, quintuples values. Okay, so DFA, which is a collection of 5 tuples, Q, sigma, small q, F, that is number of number of states, set of input symbols, initial state, final state, and transition function. Okay, the transition function in DFA, okay, which is del, represented as del. This transition function, this is the equation for transition function. It's an important thing. So sigma, so multiplying number of states with input symbols, which gives the number of states. Okay, this transition function is varied from different automata. So this is the first type of finite automata, deterministic finite automata. Okay, so these 5 tuples are common between deterministic finite automata and non-deterministic finite automata. Both are having the same 5 tuples, quintuples, but the difference is there here only. Transition function, the difference is here only. Q multiplying with sigma, which tends to Q only. By seeing one example, you can know what is this. Okay, so Q, what is how it is possible. Okay, so we can see one example. Okay, next, before seeing example, some properties of DFA, some peculiar properties of DFA, which is making this DFA is differentiable from NDFA. Okay, so these points are they're becoming very helpful in differentiate between DFA and NFA. So this is also an important question. So differentiation of DFA and NFA. So finite automata has its two types, two variations: deterministic finite automata, which means 5 tuples. So after seeing the 5 tuples, next property. The first one, in DFA, for a particular input character, the machine goes to only one state. Okay, so by reading this property, you can't understand anything, nothing. You can't understand nothing. Okay, first let us see about one example. After seeing the example, just let me come to the point, the first point. First example, construct DFA with sigma equal 0, 1, which accepts all strings ending with 0. Okay, it accepts all strings ending with 0. So this is the problem. Okay, so this is the way of questions which are asked in your exams. Okay, university exams. So first, a simple example: construct DFA, the alphabet sigma equal to 0, 1, which accepts all strings ending with 0. Okay, all string ending with 0 means single 0 is also included. So all strings ending with 0. So first you should write the language for the given problem statement. The first step in deterministic finite automata concept is you have to write the language for the given problem statement. This is the language. It should be correct. Based on this language only, you are going to draw the automata. That is DFA. Okay, so this is the language. Next, take one of the simple string from the language. I have taken first 1, 0. Okay, first draw DFA based on this simple string. Okay, first, so there is 2 states is enough, I think. Okay, listen. On receiving 0, the state comes to the acceptable stage. Okay, so I have named here the state which is Q0. Okay, so first I received this is the automata for, I have to draw the automata for accepting the string 1, 0. First, starting with starting state Q0, first string which is 1. On receiving 1, it doesn't go to the final stage, right? It doesn't go to the final stage. So I kept as the same state. So I receive on receiving one, the q naught goes to q naught itself. Okay, no more transition to other state, just it moved transition has its own stage. On receiving 0, it goes to the final state. Okay, no intermediate states are not possible for this concept, this problem. Okay, so on receiving, this is the simplest way of drawing DFA for the given problem. First, for the first step, we have to write the language for the given problem statement. In the second step, we have to draw a finite automata for the simple string. Okay, then extend the finite automata for combining all the strings. Okay, so on receiving on receiving 0, it goes to finite state. On receiving 0, it goes to finite states q1, the finite state which is represented a double circle. Okay, so for this automata it is over, but here q1 having a transition to number of here number of alphabets for this problem is only 2. Number of input is only 2, 0 and 1. So on receiving 0, the q naught state goes to q1. On receiving 1, the q naught state goes to q naught itself. But what about the transitions of q1 transitions? What about the q1 transition? There was no any transitions here. So you have to include the transition here too. Okay, so I will take another another 110 next stage 110. So 110, first receiving input 1. Okay, this is the one. So I have taken the second one, 110. So 110, first one, same state. Okay, it moves to the same state. Second one, it moves to this same state. Third one, it goes to the final state. Okay, it is accepted. Next, this one, 0010. So 0 here, for on receiving 0, it moves to q1. On receiving next 0, what which the transition which moves to var. So here on receiving next 0, it moves the q1 remains its own state only. Okay, so on from q0, on receiving 0, it moves to q1. Next for 0, it remains in the same state, and for 1, on receiving 1, it moves to the state q naught. On receiving 1, it moves to the state q naught, and then on receiving 0, it moves to the state again q1. So 0 0 1 0, 0 0 1 0. Okay, let us come to the first point in DFA. In DFA, for a particular input character, for example, for a particular input character 0 or 1, for a particular input character, the machine goes to one state only. The machine goes to one state only. So for a particular input character, the machine goes to one state. On receiving 1, it goes to q naught only. On receiving 0, it goes to q1 only. On receiving 0, it goes to q1 one. On receiving 1, it goes to q naught. From q naught, on receiving 0, it goes to q1. For a particular input character, it remain it goes to the only one state. Okay, so this is the important property of DFA. And then a transition function is defined on every state for every input symbol, which means here the number of input characters of 0 comma 1. So for every state must have the transitions on all the possible input symbols. Okay, see here from q naught having its transition on on 0, right? So from q naught on receiving 0, it moves to one state. And on receiving 1 it moves to its own state, and also in q1 on receiving 0 it moves its own state, on receiving 1 it moves to another state. So all states are having transitions to all the input symbols. This is the second point. Okay, so I think this automata is enough for accepting all the strings in this language. I think this concept is over. Check it out. This concept is over because Q1 from this state Q1 have its transition on both 0 and 1. From this state Q1 this is Q0. Q0 having transition on both 0 and 1. Q0 having its transition on both 0 and 1. So that is over. This is the one way of how checking the final whether the our comes to the end point of the problem. Okay, so this finite automata is enough for accepting all the strings in this language. 0 0 0 0 it moves to the final state. 0 1 0 0 1 0, yes, it moves to the final state. 0 for 0 it moves to the acceptable stage. Okay, so this is the way of drawing a DFA for the given problem statement. So this is the first step. This is the first step. In the first step you have to write the language. In the second step you have to draw the diagram, that is transition diagram. So the name of the diagram is transition diagram. So next step you have to write the values, quintuples values. So first one, capital Q, number of states, Q0, Q1. Then sigma, alphabets 0 1. Then in starting state Q equal to Q0. Final state F, um, final state F equal to Q1. So final state, why you have to add here brace, because a final state is possible of more than one. So you have to add brace here. This is the difference between final state and initial state. Next thing, you have to write the transition function. Okay, so you have to write the transition function. How? Transition using the transition table. So this is the way of drawing transition table. So number of here, number of inputs, here number of number of states. Okay, that is only two states in my diagram, and only two alphabets, that is two input symbols in the given problem statement. So this is the starting state. So this is the final state. So the final state here represented as, in transition table, the final state represented as star. So on receiving 0, Q0 goes to Q1. Okay. On receiving 1, Q0 goes to Q0 itself. On receiving Q1, on receiving 0, Q1 goes to Q1 itself. On receiving 1, Q1 goes to Q0. Okay. So see the definition here, the definition of transition function. Multiplying Q with sigma, which gives only Q here. Multiplying Q, that is combining input symbol sigma with, this is Q, this is input symbol. Combining input symbol with given states, it's only given state only. Q0, Q1. Other than this, no one is added here. Okay, only Q1 and Q0 is possible in the transition function. If anything is added more than this, means your transition diagram is obviously wrong. Okay, so this is the third point. Null or epsilon move is not allowed. Okay, so this is the one of the important difference between DFA and NFA. In NFA, null moves are allowed. That is, epsilon moves are allowed. But in DFA, null or epsilon move is not allowed. Okay. So the last in the last stage, you have to take one big string. Okay. So for example, 0 0 1 0. Just you have to draw like this. On receiving 0, Q0 goes to Q1. On receiving 0, Q1 goes to Q1. On receiving 1, Q1 goes to Q0. On receiving 0, Q naught goes to Q1, which is the final state. So the string is accepted. So this is the way of presentation in your exam. Okay, so for if any problem statement, for if they are asking to solve the problem, is the first statement, you have to write the language for the given problem statement. Then second statement, you have to draw the transition diagram. So on drawing the transition diagram, you have to start with the simple string and extend with some other strings. Okay, so and then write the quintuples for this diagram, and then write the transition table, and the last just plot on example. Okay, so in this next lecture we will see about n number of variety of DFA problems. Thank you.